Will Ian Garry continue his path to a UFC title, or will Michael Venom Page get the upset? See who fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for both of the guys. I think that, honestly, man, MVP style, that just whole style in general, if you don't approach that style correctly, like kind of the TKD bounce, like that darting in and then kicking from the outside and being really elusive, if you don't address that style right, it like you're gonna be saying what the to yourself a lot going into the fight, or during the fight. So man, it's hard, because if Ian doesn't do his homework and he thinks that he's just gonna go in and fight the same, like kind of like high guard movie style of Dutch kickboxing that he's used to doing, that's going to be a really tough one, because MVP's used to all of that. So I'll go with MVP for that one.
Я считаю, что Гэри выиграет, но опять же.
Yeah, I think Ian Garry is gonna win. All I can say, like UFC matchmakers prefer to match up two strikers against each other. Garry shouldn't be too relaxed, because we wrestler coming for him. But I believe it's going to be a very boring fight, because both of them are going to be very cautious,
I got Michael Venom Page, man. I thought he looked really, really good. I've never really been a fan of Ian Garry. I think he's very, very overhyped, and I think that Michael Venom Page is going to squeak out a very close decision.
This one is tough. I wasn't that impressed, or maybe I was expecting too much from Michael Page for his first UFC fight. Maybe also, Kevin Holland was awkward to fight, but he wasn't like the flashy Michael Page we've seen, and or maybe the competition was higher in the UFC. I don't know if that's the case. Ian Garry is undefeated. He's really talented. He's tough. So maybe I'm gonna go with Ian Garry.
Man. I think MVP, man, he's hard to beat. He's only lost once or twice. You know what I mean? Hard guy to beat. I think his speed and stuff is just different, and the way his fighting style is very different. I think Ian's gonna get frustrated. Either it's gonna be Ian's gonna get frustrated and try to fight him and try to chase him down, which leads into his game, or it's gonna be a very boring fight. It's gonna be two guys trying to counter strike each other. So it's gonna be, it's going to be kind of a weird fight, but I think MVP gets it.
I don't care less about either guy, but I'm going to say that Ian Garry wins that one, because he's more well-rounded.
That's a banger. I think prime Michael Venom Page beats Ian Garry, but I think he's getting a little bit older. I think we saw in the Holland fight, he looked really good, but I don't think his volume was as much. And so I think the younger guy's going to win this one.
Ooh. Can Ian Garry wrestle?
We haven't really seen it, no.
Then Michael Venom Page.
I'm going to go Ian Garry. That's another great stylistically matchup. You just don't know who to give the edge to, and we're going to find out a lot about each guy, but I'm going to go with Ian Garry.
MVP.
Whoa, I do not like Ian Garry at all. I can't stand the dude. So I'm voting against him. I don't care. Fighting. Stylistically, still, I think it's a very bad matchup for him, although we ain't really seen no grappling for Michael Venom Page. So, if Ian decides he wants to switch it up and grapple with him, when he's top-notch striker, super awkward, hard to deal with, the length and everything, I don't know. We'll see. That's also a coin toss one for me, too.
Oh, dude. I want MVP. He's a stud, man.
Do you think he gets it done, though?
I do. I think that he's a style that Ian has never fought before. Not a lot of people have fought that type of style, but I think he's going to give Ian some trouble.
Man, when Page fought Holland, I for some reason I was on Holland's side. I thought Holland should have been a favorite, and I thought Holland was going to win that fight. And Page made it look easy, man. He looked so good out there. And Ian Garry's one of those guys who Ian Garry has issues with Sean Strickland, and so I'm a 100% diehard Sean Strickland fan. He trains at our gym. I love that dude's attitude and how he, his outlook on life. And so I got to go with Page on that one, because I kind of want to see Ian Garry beat up a little bit. But I think Page has the ability to do that.
Let's see. I think Ian takes it because I don't think MVP's got the grappling chops that Ian's got. I think they're both, strikers. The striking's a push, but I think the grappling edge goes to Ian.